Hello YouTube! Welcome to my channel, My Shipping Status, for the first episode of OTP BROTP NOTP, the program in which I give you my opinion on a ship. Today I will be talking about a ship that has been in the middle of many shipping wars over the years, Batman and Barbara Gordon. For those of you who are not familiar with DC's and Batman's universe, Barbara Gordon is the daughter of Commissioner Jim Gordon, the second Batgirl, and the one and only Oracle. But I'll come back to this later. In this video I will be focusing more on the arc and version that I'm more familiar with, the Arkhamverse. The Arkhamverse is the universe in which the 4 video games Batman Arkham and a few comics took place. As I only read Batgirl and Harley Quinn's special, for this video I will not be talking about the comics, and I will be focusing on 2 video games, Batman Arkham City and Batman Arkham Knight. Spoilers, so beware. Batman is the secret identity Bruce Wayne, a rich playboy, takes on to fight crime in the city of Gotham. In Arkham City, the Joker has his blood poisoned, sends it to the hospitals all around the city as transfusible blood, and injects it into Batman. Our Bat hero creates a cure, but as he tries to inject it into the Joker, the clown destroys it and dies. Joke's on you! Okay, sorry, that was bad. In Arkham Knight, Scarecrow threatens to engulf Gotham City under his fear toxin, a drug that makes his victims hallucinate, and their fear becoming vivid and alive in their head. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to explain, but you'll see later what I'm talking about. In this video game, Batman also has to lead a psychological war as the Joker's blood in his body is slowly turning him into the Joker. As I said earlier, Barbara Gordon is the only daughter of Jim Gordon. Inspired by Batman's fight, she creates herself, the alter ego Batgirl. During a gala at Wayne's Manor, she ends up discovering Bruce Wayne's true identity. They end up fighting crime as allies, until the day the Joker shoots her in the spine. As she lost her ability to use her legs, she decides to keep on fighting her own way and becomes the Oracle, a genius hacker. She then assists and monitors the Bat family from her computers. Bruce, Dick, and Tim, or as you may know them, Batman, Nightwing, and Robin III. We never see her physically in Arkham City, but she's constantly talking and monitoring Batman during the whole game. She physically appears only in Arkham Knight, but she gets abducted and held captive by Scarecrow. During that time, Batman hallucinates her death thanks to Scarecrow's toxins. Near the end of the game, Batman and Jim save her from Scarecrow, and she goes back to being the Oracle till the end of the game. So this is a quick resume of all the elements you must remember for the rest of this video. Disclaimer, this is my opinion and my opinion only. Feel free to agree or disagree, it's always great to speak with passionate people. In the video games, we rarely see what happens outside the gameable areas. Arkham City actually happens in the Arkham prison, that is the whole north area of the city, separated from the rest of the city by a giant wall and armed guards. Does it ring a bell? Who knows? In Arkham Knight, the action takes place on 3 islands, severed from the rest of the land. This comforts the player in the idea that Batman and Bruce do not really exist outside of the game, that we didn't miss much, and the only important events he lives, we live them with him. The fact that the action only takes place in a secluded area also gives the impression that the player is trapped by the events and that he can't get out. It oppresses us. Batman is always pictured as this lonely and cold character, and this is why the character of Barbara and their relationship is so interesting. In Batman Arkham City, we never see her face, but we only hear her voice. This is because we do not need to empathize with her, but we need to feel the urge to find the antidote to the Joker's disease. She is the voice in your head that represents everything that Bruce and Batman are fighting for. She's the only pure and stable thing that remains. She's here to show that Batman still has a human and soft side. She's the link between Batman and the players. She's this worried little Jiminy Crickets. But in Arkham Knight, she's the first person on whom we focus, with Gordon being on the phone with her when Batman arrives. Then, when he's alone, he calls her to know what's going on in the city. On WhatsApp? Lame joke. Sorry. For me, this relationship is a relationship of a father and a daughter. She's his favorite and doesn't have to prove her worth. He knows it. It made me laugh a little to see that Jim is actually her mother in Arkham Knight, as he calls Barbara every 5 minutes to make sure that she's alright. But Batman, on the other hand, is the father who lets her do all of her stuff. Mom's worried and Dad lets you go out with your friends even though it's past curfew. The first time we physically see the Oracle, Batman is impressed with her findings. This reaction makes the player really respect and admire her, as the Batman is rarely impressed. She's the only non-sexualized female character in the whole game, or at least when she's not Batgirl, which reinforces the idea that she is the only part of Gotham that is still pure and untainted by its madness. We understand pretty quickly that she will be an important victim in the upcoming war, and we generally worry for her, especially when we find out that she was abducted by Scarecrow.
Nothing hurts like losing one of the family, knowing that there is no one to blame but yourself.
And it is because of this fear that he has 2 traumatic visions about her. And I do not feel ashamed to say that I cried during both of them. The first one happens in the clock tower, right after we learned of her abduction. He witnesses, powerless, to the scene where the Joker shoots Barbara in the spine. When we see her get out of her chair, we know that something's gonna go really wrong. The second one is right after Batman gets injected with Scarecrow's toxin. Yes, again. Get used to it. You get approximately as many fear toxin shots as forced Batmobile time in this game. The whole scene is in the first person style. The only moment when you actually see a part of Batman's body is when he hits the glass with his hand, trying to reason with her and tell her he's her friend. And she shoots herself in the head. From then on, the only voice that accompanies him is the voice of the Joker, and the madness grows inside of his head and his heart. When he finds Barbara again, he rescues her and brings her back to GCPD, where she takes again the role of the Oracle. Batman is calmer, as if he knew that the end was near, but we still feel relaxed and a bit reassured. I understand why people ship them. They are very close, trust each other, and Batman is true and real around her. In Arkham City, the protests Barbara has against Talia can be seen as jealousy, and seeing a Batman being dependent on someone can be pretty overwhelming. For me, who discovered DC's and Batman's universe thanks to the video games, I could never think of their relationship as being a romantic one. Batman is this eternal, lonely character, and I feel like he would never be able to settle down. Because he's not fighting people, he's fighting human nature. He will never be able to quit or to get away for the rest of his life. Having a romantic ship with Batman is actually hoping for a heartbreak for every character involved. I love the teasing and seducing relationship he has with Catwoman in the games, but I know it could never evolve into something more. But the father-daughter relationship Batman has with Barbara cannot be tainted. It is pure and always existing inside of their hearts, whether they are present in each other's life or not. To me, the Robins and Batgirls are the children Bruce can never have. Let's not start talking about Damian, please. And as open and accepting that I am, I do not see incest as a good thing for the parties involved. And this is why I had this kind of reaction in front of the new Batman animation movie, The Killing Joke. I do not say that the movie or that the ship in itself is bad, just that I have a huge difficulty seeing a romance between both of the characters. To finish, I'd say that the romantic relationship between Tim and Barbara in the Rocksteady version does not bother me, as by that time I didn't know any other pairings involving Barbara. And a big thumbs up to all the Nightwing Barbara shippers out there. Your art is amazing. So, my verdict on the Barbara and Batman couple. Drumroll with no suspense. BROTP! So, this video is over. As usual, a big thank you to all the artists who let me use their art for this video. All the links are in the description. Thank you all for watching this video. Have a very good day and see you soon for an update on my shipping status.
What is that ship?
The Arkhamverse is the universe in which the 4 video games Batman Arkham and a few comics took place.
Shut up and take my money!